Guys, I really messed up and I need to apologize. I was given some information that shouldn't have been made public at the time that I made it public. And that person has contacted me and we've talked about it, but you know, what can I say? On UNFORGIVABLE TV, you always hear about it first, right? It also comes with some good news for you guys, because if you like this type of thing, you'll probably, you know, be happy with the news that I have for you today, because although I made a mistake, I always like to give you guys something to chew on, right? The Baton 4 Olight. That was my mistake. And this Olight is actually a pretty cool light. I'm glad I made the mistake because I've had a chance to really kind of use it a little more. I love having this in my pocket. It's super bright and it charges very easily, but it didn't come out until last night. And I did a video on this about a week ago. So some of you actually asked about where to find the Baton 4 on their website because you couldn't find it. That's why, because apparently I've had this thing now for a couple weeks, and I appreciate that a lot of companies, when they send us products to review, they don't want you to have much time to review it, right? And anytime somebody says, hey, I want this out within a week of you getting it, it makes me question it, because generally there's something wrong with that product, and I have made the mistake in the past, way past, of reviewing a product that way, and it was a piece of junk. It was an electric pressure washer, and I tell you what, I will never do that again. I will always test things for a longer period of time. Olight is a brand that I've worked with a lot over the years, and I enjoy their products. I love their products. I think they're high quality products. This is the Baton 4. Look how small that flashlight is. Super bright though. You know, when I got this in the mail, I was pretty excited about it. I know the quality of the product, and so I quickly tested it out. This thing, by the way, the charger's still at 98%. I've had it for several weeks, and this has been my main flashlight for doing chores at night. All I do is put it in there next to my bed, close it at night. It's easy to find in the dark because it's a little bigger, and just kind of open it up, pull it out. It's got the moonlight setting on it. So I do a lot of reviews for Olight, and the reason why I like Olight, and I know some of you have an issue with it being a Chinese company, but let's face it, most of these things are made in China or made from parts from China and assembled in the US. The reason why I like Olight is because the quality of their products has always been impressive to me, and I absolutely love their products. You guys probably saw this one here. I did a recent review when I brought up the Baton 4. I brought this one up. This is the Olight lantern, and I'm bringing this up to you guys today because today they started their Black Friday sale. And if you like any of these products, it'd be better to get your foot in the door now before they're all sold out, because they do tend to sell out. There are some of my favorites each year kind of sell out. The Baton 4, I think, is going to be a very successful product just from using it. The fact that you can throw it in your pack, and if you're on a long hike or camping trip, and keep it charged. And I've been using this now for several weeks, and it's still at 98%. So it's one of those things where it's just a very practical EDC light. This is another great one that I've recently reviewed, and this just shows you the quality of Olight. It's actually got a, I believe that's glass. It feels like glass. It is glass. That's a pretty strong piece of glass in there. But this is a lantern that Olight makes, and it's a music lantern. We use this a lot. We use this all the time. If you wanted to see more about that in my review, you can see it. They've got lots of great little stocking stuffer stuff. Like this is the 1R2 Pro. And a lot of these, so every year, you know, you probably feel like, oh, I have one of those. These particular ones that they came out with this year are much brighter than the ones that they've had in the past. And it's kind of cool because they have north, south, east, west. They're different colors. North is kind of this, I don't know, platinum pewter color. I believe east is gold. Just gonna show you a couple more products that recently came out this year. This is the Diffuse. The Diffuse is kind of a small EDC light. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the shape. I like the round shape of the other lights, but just like the other, the Baton 4, it's got the moonlight mode. It's got, you know, low, medium, high modes. And this is a great light. I'm actually going to give this to my youngest because he wants a nice flashlight. I kind of, as I get more of these lights, I pass them on to my kids. I pass them on to people that I know would want them, because even when we're out with other people and you're camping or whatever, and somebody needs a light for something, you turn on one of these Olights, everybody's really impressed with it because they're good quality lights. I mean, regardless of where they come from, they are good quality lights. They came out with a new Warrior. This has been kind of a staple light for Olight for years. What I like about these lights is that you can get a lot of different gun mounts for them. And that's, almost every gun that we have on our property that we would use at night to hunt or to remove a pest or for home security has one of these lights on it. They have an extremely far throw. That's what the Warrior is really known for. It's also a tactical light as far as it having the ability to be used as a self-defense weapon. This Warrior X4, so I guess this is the 4th generation. It's a little different than the other ones. I mean, one of the main things that they've changed on these is the charging. You now have a USB-C thing. I have a feeling someday we're gonna find that there's some sort of conspiracy with everybody going to USB-C. It does make it easier if you have a USB-C charger in your house to just have the same charger instead of having, you know, the magnetic the magnetic one that Olight has used in the past. It still has the magnet back, and that's so that if you put it onto a gun, you know, you can get the attachment to be able to click it on and off. Great classic flashlight for Olight. The other one that they didn't send me this year, but I really like, is the Warrior Mini. This has kind of been my go-to EDC for camping and a lot of things over the years. This one I may end up handing off though this year, and I'm going to show you why in a second. But the Warrior Mini is just a great one. My wife has this in copper. And I pulled this thing out of the box and I thought, wow, that thing is pretty. My second thought was, wow, that thing is bright. If I'm carrying this in the woods, somebody's going to see me from a mile away. I better go pee on that. Copper does have microbial, antimicrobial properties, so that's a good thing. They're really pretty and they make me look smarter. It's way too nice for me. I destroy the things that I use, and it's way too pretty for me. I gave this flashlight to my wife because she's pretty and smart, and so I feel like it's reflective of her. So guys, if you're looking for a gift for your wife, the copper one is absolutely beautiful. She loves her copper flashlight. They also make, I have a smaller EDC that she has in copper as well. She gets all the pretty ones. But I like this one. This is the one that has been my go-to for a very long time. It's also my wife's go-to. It's just a good all-around light. And I've had several of these over the years. This is the newest model that they came out with this year. And this is the Olight Seeker. This flashlight does not have an extremely far throw, but it will light up your entire yard and it'll turn it into daylight. I swear to God, I mean, these things are so bright. And that's one of the things I would say between the Warrior and the Seeker each year is that they get brighter and brighter. Now the Seeker still has the original Olight charging mechanism on the back, which I actually like that because it's kind of a grab and go for me, and it just pops right off. Don't have to worry about, you know, pulling out a USB-C. But the case of the Seeker has a USB-C charging port at the bottom of it. So when you put it in, that magnetic charger on the light plugs in, and you could have this. This actually comes with a wall mount too. You could have it sitting on a wall and just pull it out and have it charging at all times for you. So I do like the Olight Seeker. The Olight Seeker and the Warrior, these are great around the ranch, around your house. Again, I use this one particularly on guns. It's not because we hunt at night and we're not, you know, headlighting deer or anything like that. We're getting rid of pests. And I use this one a lot for doing chores outside. If I have to go out, take care of a fence or something, I can set this up and it's a very, very bright light. I would rather probably have the Baton 4 on a hiking trip, just because I know that after several nights of using these, you know, continuously, the batteries will go dead and then, you know, you're out of luck. Whereas with this one, it's going to keep going for weeks. These, you know, my daughter has these on her keychain. I'm updating them. They're pretty bright. I would suggest everybody have one of these on their keychain because you never know when you're going to have a flashlight on the side of the road. And the Olight lantern, like I said, the Olight lantern has the Bluetooth speaker on it, and this thing is one of the most sturdy lanterns, camping lanterns, that I have been able to find. It's got 2 light settings. It's got kind of your warm glow light, which is almost has an antique-y feeling to it, and then you've got your bright white light. The reason why this is such a favorite of ours, besides the quality and the lighting effects that it does have, is the fact that it does have that Bluetooth speaker built in. So when I'm traveling cross country, which I do frequently, and I'm sleeping in the car and I want to listen to ocean waves instead of a bunch of semi-trucks rumbling at a truck stop, I turn that on, and it has a plug on the back so I can charge my cell phone, you know, right there while I'm sleeping. Charges the phone and plays my white noise app. To me, that's the best feature of it. To my wife and my kids, the fact that they can play music and songs while they're sitting out by a campfire, have it on the low glow light and feel cozy, whatever tickles you. So my apologies to Olight for putting out a product before it came out. But like I said, we like to try and be the first ones on Yanasa TV if we can. Not all the time. Sometimes we just talk about things that have already happened. And I wanted to alert you guys to the fact that they are having the Black Friday sale, and the products improve every single year. Great quality stuff. And you help us learn a little extra cash. I don't promote products on this channel anymore unless it's a product that I firmly believe in, which is why you often see me kind of circle back to certain brands, certain companies. And that's because I've gotten to know those brands, I've gotten to know those companies, and I like their products. If there's a product that we review on here that we aren't familiar with, I'll always say, hey, this is my first time trying these guys out. But Olight's a company that we've worked with now for years, and I love the quality of the construction of their stuff. I love the brightness of their flashlights. I love the dimness of their flashlights with the moonlight settings. They're just overall high quality, great stuff to have around. And you know, we've got so many of these flashlights